Hey, how's everybody doing today? My name is Brian Thomas. This'll be Blitz. You already know what it is, man. Nah, but for real, man. I was hoping to talk to you guys about not my process, but I'm gonna say a process in finding the light in the darkness, and more so to me. And I normalizes meaning from that. And what I mean by normalize is basically trying to make it more easy to understand. Finding the best times in the worst times. It's what most people would consider that, but I consider finding the light in the darkness because at most times, it's what I would say most people should see this as the darkness is really nothing but just blinding light. The light is the light is what you see as what you get from right then. But hey, in more situations, the more creation that it could bring because the more establishment, the more better times you can bring from that because you learn something from those darker times. The darker times lead to the lighter times because for as sure as night follows day, there always comes a time when even the best when even the best times when even the best times will reach the worst times and those worst times will transcend into the better times. It's all about really just having patience, faith, and hope in the fact that it will happen. You have to you have to establish the power and the what I would say the power and the hope that those times will come to you, and trust they will. All it takes is just a little bit of faith, that tiny little great art of faith, and it'll all come to you. Now, back on topic. I wanted to speak about the steps to finding your light in the darkness. The first step, what I would consider, well, let me say the preliminary step of what I would consider transcending the light. I mean, not transcending, but the first step that I would consider of this first preliminary step of what I would consider finding the light in the darkness is your transcendence into the darkness, as in the stage where you see, oh man, these bad times starting to come right now. What to do, what to do, and then you're so confused right there, and that you're in the midst right there, and you're wondering out there, and how will these dark times affect me? What will come upon me throughout the midst of these dark times? And see, that's the stage right there where you can see right there that hey, it's time to start growing from these times right then. Now is the time right then where I need to establish that power, the faith, and the hope that I'll make it through this. Like believe in yourself right then that you're gonna make it through these dark times. Now then, the second stage I would consider harness. That's or say my bad. The shadow work. The shadow work has parts in the play with being the work that you're putting in right then as you're facing through those dark times. Like as you are going through the hard and heavy times you're putting in right there, and there's work being applied over here to make sure that you survive through those times and the dark times that you're facing. Because as you can see right here, this cool guy right over here on the wall, yeah, that's that shadow work right there, man. Because everything that I do, he do. And the work that I'm being put applied right there, he's making sure that I'm pushing back, that I'm pushing on, that it's still going on to our better. And that lets me know right then, hey, you right there, you are man, you alright. Excuse the terminology right there, man. I'm just, trying to make it more comfortable for everybody to be able to understand. Everyone has their own lingo, everyone has their own way, and it's just the fact about finding the process to be able to build yourself throughout those hard times. I say hard times because, well, time spent in the dark and everything, if we put a child in that situation, not every child will be considering that stage easy. And I myself, I don't never look at it as easy. I look at it as challenging as, okay, this looks very odd. Dang, this looks like something that I probably wouldn't have been able to get through. But forget it. I ain't gonna let it put me down like that. I ain't gonna show fear toward it because the meaning of fear itself, face everything and rise. Now then, on to the next part, harnessing. Harnessing is the stage where I would consider one being able to harness that ability to be able to push through those bad times. Harness the strength to be able to bear through it like, nah, this ain't nothing, I'm still pushing. Harnessing will be the stage where you gather in more those hard times and everything. It's gonna push that pressure on you, push the pain on you. Probably double it, triple it, all type of things to make it even harder for you to succeed. But that ain't nothing. All that means right then is that you're doing right. You harnessing that ability and you harness that knowledge to be able to continue pushing forward. Then, then there's the third stage of it. The third stage being the healing part. And see that is what I would consider, I would say, the most difficult part to come, because as much good as healing sounds, it's still very hard, believe me. For every amount of pain that you gain, there's still some gains to come in from there. But hey, you still got to go through some pain before you gain. And healing, that's some pleasure giving in right there. But hey, it's going to cost you. Everything has its price. And in my belief, there is nothing in this world that is free. And when it comes to that amount right there, Mon Frere, it's just not free. Because in the healing stages, you have to have that pain put upon you right there from the dark times, from what the darkness is bringing upon to you like that. And from what those hard times have given you and everything, through the knowledge, the pain, and the trauma that it has brought you, you have to see that as development. See it for the good things that it is, as in, okay, so this is everything that I got on me right here. I'm not even sure what they do it with it, but just think about it for all the pain that it's bringing you right there and everything. For everything that it's bringing upon you right there, and you feel nothing but the bad things, as in the bad troll that it's taking upon you in that moment. Well, okay, you feel the bad troll and everything, but tell me what's good about it. Tell me what good things has it brought onto you right then, or what can you see good coming from it? And so then, that's where you consider the healing stage of it, where you find the good in it and you see the benefits that it can bring you. You find the benefits in that bad or that dark moment, and find those. Once you found those benefits in that dark moment, use it to help make you better for the better times. And then that's right there. That's where then in the stage where you've already considered from the harnessing stage, but you're healing from it then. That's when you're in the healing stage of it. Because as you put yourself in the healing stage, you're then pushing yourself to be better and moving forward. If you were in the harnessing stage, you'd still be in the stage where you're harnessing all those good things, where you're trying your best to harness all those good things from the bad times that you've been having. And then that therefore will be pushing back the healing periods. Because as you're harnessing it, you'll be trying to you'll be trying to still juggle all effects and everything. You'll be still trying to manage everything and figure out everything that you have. But in the healing stages, you're growing from right then. From the healing stages, that's right then when you will consider yourself a stage transforming that light, then figuring out that the light is actually the darkness. As in, the true light is the darkness. Because you wouldn't have learned all those good healing things, all those good harnessing healing things without those dark times. You wouldn't have been nothing better without those dark times coming into your life right then, making you into the stronger, smarter, better being that you are right then. So you see, the dark times, those are really just the good times. It's just the good times seen in a different point of view. You have to see the dark times not as bad times or anything, but as what I would say misunderstood times, because it's not understood yet for what it is and for what it can really bring you. Now, I'm not gonna say some people should consider that those dark times are not dark times, because hey, they are. It's just they're more than what they are. They're more than what they are. If you just see it from a different perspective. It's all about perspective and how you perceive it. Now then, as I mentioned those stages beforehand, I wanted to also say, well, for the final stage of it, the revolution for your evolution. When you see yourself in the midst of how everybody else will be transcending from those times, there have been plenty others beforehand that haven't transcended from those dark times. They're still in it because they haven't seen the gainage that they can have from those dark times. Use the word gainage. It's not a word, but like I said, my own lingo, man. But anyway, for the evolution, I just like to say, in my part to play, I am the character in the story that only I create. So, in any part, I see my dark times not as bad times or misunderstood times, but dark times leading into the brighter days. Because, hey, every dark night has a brighter day. Every buildup has had its breakdown. Before creation comes destruction. So it's all about really just breaking everything down in order to build it into something better. Build it back up. And that's what I like to say for my project in finding the light in the dark, finding the light in the darkness. Thank you for listening, and I do hope that you all have a good day.